I'd like to tell you a little bit about 5+1 reasons a client tell us that making Market8 a partner for growth is seamless, reliable, and profitable. Hello, my name is Eduardo. I am the CEO and Chief Web Architect of Market8. Started this company back in 2010, and since the beginning there has been one central idea that everything that we do seems to rotate back to. Every success factor, every analysis of what has worked and what didn't, it all comes back to the ability to execute. As I see it, execution is what separates, those companies that have good ideas and die having good ideas versus those that have some level of success achieved. We're very excited about the possibility of working with you. I want to tell you that we work with a very few clients at a time, and if we get the opportunity to work together, we want to make sure that we give you the best possible service you can get from us. And this presentation is about how we enable that and how we make that possible. So the 5+1 reasons we'll go through are visibility, business focus, measurability, fresh ideas, collaboration, and the +1 is that it's personal. So let's go one by one. Visibility. Clients always tell us, hey, I know you guys are working very hard, but I would like to get a better idea of what is actually on the works and what's happening. So we have created this Agile board with 4 simple columns. You have to do, in progress, in review, and done. Here we will be able to see exactly who's doing what, where your help is needed, so that we can move stuff that's on the left all the way to the right. So we use Jira Scrum as a collaborative platform to make this happen. And the cool thing about this is you can get live updates about things that are happening on the project. You can log in whenever you want and ask questions about the tasks that are in progress, and also throw new ideas into the backlog. Another key question that we get is, hey, I wish that there was a central place with everything that is being, all the findings, all the learnings, all the objectives and measurements. I wish there was one central place for all this. Well, that's one reason why we have created a client space. It's kind of a growth-driven design space. And here's where we capture all the information that's relevant to the project. And we answer questions like this ones. What's the overall project objective? What has been accomplished so far? What's the impact? How are we measuring success? What's working on the website? What's not? What's the focus of this sprint? Are we on track? How can I help? Where are the minutes from previous meetings? What has been agreed? Where's all the research that Market8 has conducted? Where are all the findings? Where can I get answers to FAQs or how to do certain things, like, for example, how do I give you access to my Google Analytics? So there's wiki entries for all this. Where are the engagement terms? Who's working on the team? How can I reach them? And then how can we improve the way we're working together? What are the internal logistics agreements that you have with our company? So we use a wiki-like platform called Confluence to capture all this. The second thing that comes up is business focus, and clients always tell us, hey, you know what? When I'm speaking with you guys, I feel like I'm not speaking with a web design agency, and I'm talking business. And the reason for that is that we have really a well-selected team of A players. There's no B team here, and everybody is coming from a different background, which makes the experience very rich, and the ideas that come into play to improve your web assets and are founded on this diversity. So as opposed to just being web designer background, we have, just to mention a few, in our experience, things like human factors engineering, B2B sales and marketing, just to mention a few here: business turnarounds, distribution systems, software development, entrepreneurship, conversion rate optimization, psychology, media planning and buying, and yeah, of course, web design too. Also, another thing that comes up constantly is, hey, how do I know what's going on the project on the long term? We're working on this set of things, but what's next? Well, what we'll do is, based on the hierarchy of needs that we'll be working on for your website, we go from the functional to the persuasive to the advocate side. So that will yield, we use that as a base to create a roadmap. And the roadmap can give you a vision from 3 to 6 months all the way to a year of what's on the works, and we can tweak and change the focus of that as needed. Third one that comes up is measurability. Hey, how can we make sure that what we're making, what we're doing on the project is actually having some kind of impact? So based on the same logic of the hierarchy of needs, what we'll do is, like, every hierarchy has a specific set of metrics, so everything is measurable. If we're going to be working on something, we'll put a dashboard for it to demonstrate the progress we're making. And as we move upwards, you'll have access to different dashboards. And as we create them, you'll have access to them. You can access them via your phone if you wanted, or via your computer. We use a tool called Clipfolio for this. Another key concern that comes up is, hey, I've dealt with other agencies, and after a few months, the module starts going down, and then fresh ideas stop flowing. How are we going to prevent that from happening? So what we've done is created a process that starts with ideation. So we have a routine every sprint to come up with new ideas. Okay, this can be founded on analysis, audits, the metrics. As we look at the numbers, we can come up with new ideas. As we look at the heuristics of how people are using the website or how people are responding to a particular set of emails, we create these stories. And to mention a few examples here, this is our own backlog here. And these are campaigns, PPC ROI, sales, build your site in HubSpot, etc. So these are then prioritized, and the things that we believe that have the highest value or revenue potential for the company get prioritized and worked on first. And that's how we decide what's going to go into the current sprint, into the next sprint, sorry. And then the rest just get parked, okay, for later. And we just Agile to make this happen. Number 5 is collaboration. And as I see it, collaboration is really not a nice to have, it's a must. And there's something I call synchronic work, which I highly recommend that we work this way. So think about the typical way of dealing with an agency from a company. It's like agency submit some work, and then the company, you'll get some time to review it. You may get 1, 2, 3, or even 4 weeks to review something, and then by the time it gets back to us, we're already thinking about something else, and that mental construct that we had is gone, and now we have to work harder to get back into the guts of the issue. Hey, why did we propose that? What's the feedback? How we tie those two together? As opposed to if we were able to pair up our calendars and say, okay, in this 2-week period, we're gonna be working on something, and let's say the first 3 days of the 2-week period, something gets proposed, you get 2 days to review, and then in the second week we're implementing, then we can achieve a lot more together if we work synchronically. So I highly, highly recommend that. We have had some really good success doing that, and also setting up bi-weekly stand-up meetings, making sure that we have a cadence of touching base with each other, and an end of sprint review where we see what was achieved, what went well, what didn't, and how we can improve. So Cisco and Jira Agile will become very key tools for us here. Another question that I have is that I typically get is, well, once we're in the design process, how do I get your feedback? So say we're working on a landing page, and what's going to happen is that you can access the design from any browser, okay, and give us feedback directly. You can get notifications via email as well. That means that there's no Photoshop to deal with, no latest version with folder of confusing iterations there. It's all online. You always access one link. You simply access it, double click, and leave feedback for us, and we can interact directly on the design. Same thing when the website is being developed and you see something, a bug on a particular browser or something that we didn't catch for whatever reason. So you can report it directly on the website. You don't need to create an Excel punch list, no emailing screenshots. All you have to do is really access the website, double click on the area that you want to point out, and leave us some feedback. The plus one is that it's personal. And I want to tell you, because we work with a very few clients at a time, we really get the opportunity to get into the guts of your business. We become part of your team, you become part of ours. We internalize your objectives, and I want to tell you, our team really is driven, and we really love to deliver. If a promise is made and if an objective is set, there's no greater satisfaction than to actually achieve it, with you. Your feedback is going to be very important through the project. As we enter, especially the growth optimization sprints, we encourage you to leave us some feedback. We have created a client satisfaction survey, so at least every couple of months, answer these 2-3 questions. Or if you feel that something's missing or something is not going the way you want it, you can always also reach me directly. I mean, by any means, you have my phone number, email. I'll make contact with you directly as well. One last thing is that growth optimization is all what we do. We have purposely leave some things out of the value proposition for Market8, such as media buying or content writing. Those are things that are better handled by specialists. We decided to specialize in growth optimization, and we don't want to dilute this expertise, trying to be all things to everybody. So you get a good team of specialists. Another key, I don't know if this is a concern for you, but some clients ask us, what's our HubSpot partner tier? And if we look at the monthly recurring revenue that we manage, we will be platinum. But because our focus has not been selling new HubSpot licenses, we're typically coming on and off the gold and silver tiers. And however, because our focus has been client success, we earned the 2016 Impact Awards. It's a big deal. A grand prize winner for 2016 for happiest customers. So do I think that Market8 can add value? I'll say absolutely. We have a system, would like to add value to your business, and if we work together, I'm confident that we will achieve it. Lastly, I'd like to leave you with some quotes from clients and what they have said about what's like to work with Market8. So thank you very much, and I look forward for the opportunity of working together.